Hello, my wonderful, amazing artists. It's me, Miss Abby, your art teacher. And today we are getting inspired by color and specifically how we can use our three primary colors to make any color in the rainbow. I have a color wheel that I created, but I bet you guys have seen something like this before. And it is a reminder and kind of a map for how all of the colors come together. We have the red, yellow, and blue in the middle. And these are our primary colors, and you can mix them together to make purple. So red and blue making purple. Blue and green making yellow, and yellow and red coming together to make orange. And this is just a map. And I used my crayons here, oil pastels here, and watercolor pencils here. And that's just like a map or a tool to help remind us how all those colors come together and mix. But it's one thing to see the colors in a chart like this. It's another to mix them all by ourselves. That's what we're going to do today. Today we're doing step 1. Get your choice of drawing tool in the primary colors. You can use oil pastels, colored pencils, or crayons, or even paint and watercolors if you got them. And using these, we're going to try and mix and blend our colors together. Step 2, we're going to experiment by mixing our colors together. But unlike painting, where you're taking a little bit of each paint and swirling them together, we have to layer our colors on top of each other to get a mix. And the way I recommend doing this is by having an extra piece of paper that's kind of like an experiment page where you're testing out your colors, and the page with your picture that you're doing that you're really proud of and excited about. So for this project, we're using the 3 primary colors in whatever tool we've got, crayons, oil pastels, watercolor pencils, to blend and layer colors, and we can draw whatever we want today. You can choose what you're drawing. The challenge is to draw your idea using the primary colors, and if you want to add more colors to your drawing, you have to layer them on top of each other. So watch me do it. I have my different tools, and I'm going to show you how to make any color in the rainbow using all 3 sets of tools: watercolor pencil, oil pastel, and crayon, to create any color in the rainbow. This is my experiment page. Then I'll show you a nice, beautiful drawing that I'm going to create for the challenge. So here's my experiment page, but I think this looks awesome by itself. We have blue and yellow making green, yellow and red making orange, and blue and red making purple. And I did this all by layering these tools right here. Now, one question I know all of us are curious about is what happens if we mix all 3 colors together. And I'm going to do that right here, and we're going to figure out together what it turns into. Okay, so these, with all 3 colors, all 3 primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, layered on top of each other, come up with some different things. The oil pastel kind of made a brown color. The red, the crayon, it just kind of looks pretty cool, actually. It looks kind of layered. And then this one, the reddish, shining through the most with the colored pencils. Very interesting. So So what if we want to take our watercolor, our pencils up a notch? Now, if you're using our pencils from the Elliott School Art Kit, you'll notice that they have this paintbrush and the word watercolor, which begins with a W. That means that you can brush clean, plain water over them to blend the colors a little bit, to make the lines smooth. So I have plain water and a brush, and I am carefully going to swirl those colors together to see what we get. You can also add colors on top and mix them kind of like you would watercolors. So there's one. There's another. Oh, that yellow is doing something cool, huh? And of course we're going to let this dry when we're done working on it before we throw it in our backpack. Oh, I'm going to clean this brush. Ooh, I like this purple color it's making. That looks pretty fun. And then this is all the colors, and oof, that red's really shining through. It's like a reddish brown. Very cool. So, this is what happens when we mix our colors. Oh, step 3. Now, after we experimented a little, we're going to try drawing using our primary color tools to draw whatever idea we have in our brain. It can be abstract, it can be realistic, it can be a person, a place, a thing, an animal. It is up to you. The only rule is that we're using primary colors. And if we want to make a tertiary color, like say we want to make a green dragon, then we gotta layer and blend our colors together to create that. So maybe you want to make a green dragon, then you gotta layer your yellow and blue tools over each other. Use your imagination. Let's have some fun and draw some of our favorite things. I feel like drawing some rainbow hot air balloons, but you can draw whatever you want. The brighter, the more color, the better. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm partway done with my drawing. I'm using oil pastel and crayons on this picture, and both of those block and repel water. That means that when I add my watercolor, when I bring in my watercolor pencils and that means that when I add my watercolor pencils to the drawing and then brush and smooth out with some water, these colors are still going to shine through because water and the wax of the crayon and the oil of the oil pastel repel each other. They kind of block each other. And so I'm going to try that out. And I'm also going to blend and layer and do a rainbow background with some nice green grass on the bottom. Ta-da! Here's my artwork. I use my watercolor pencils to blend out and make a beautiful, beautiful rainbow and sun, and I used my different tools to layer some green using yellow and blue. I hope you have fun trying out, really taking your drawing and color mixing to the next level by really pushing yourself, challenging yourself to do the 3-color challenge. Bye! Have fun making art using the primary colors.